Tom Arras. Let's go back to where this whole issue first started. And it started with the Martha Dean sign, with the complaint back in 2010. And it was about a 4-foot by 8-foot sign on my lawn promoting Martha Dean for Attorney General. And 13 Democrats, most of them on the Democrat Town Committee, filed a complaint against my sign being in excess of the aggregate 12 square foot limit for political signs, blatantly ignoring the fact that there were numerous displays around town. My sign was targeted and one on the Crawford property was targeted. The others were all ignored. This whole issue started when it was basically a targeted partisan issue. And we came to you, Martin, in the commission, Mr. Finale, myself, and we talked about this. We were told that if we voiced it and applied to change the political regulation, it would be approximately a 3-month process. And that 3-month process from October 2010, I think it was a meeting or two after that where it actually went in as a formal request. You know, we're almost 2 years right now. The Overton evolved. Basically, I was targeted at that point in time. I didn't like being singled out. I didn't like the fact that nobody was enforcing anything else. It was clearly partisan, clearly discriminatory. And the fact that that hasn't changed my attitude on the initial sign, you still haven't changed the regulation. That's the reason that sign's up. When you ran for a political office, you exceeded the limit with your headquarters. And I don't see how you can be up there trying to decide whether or not I'm right when I'm violating what you call a regulation as legal, when you violated the same thing. I don't think you can pass judgment on that because you've already said that it's all right for Martin Overton to violate that. And why is it wrong for Tom Arras? Martin Overton can do it. And is there anybody that can say that it's okay for Martin Overton in this room, but not for Tom Arras? That doesn't make any sense. And the thing is, a lot of the times when these cases have been tried, they do a comparison as far as the largest signs allowed elsewhere within the community. And one thing that I pulled out of the land use office was the Z Burger sign that was put out, I believe it was last year. And that was a permit for 42 square feet plus the tags. Each one is approximately 10 square feet. That's a sizable sign. And the thing is, if that's allowed within the community already, 32 square feet is probably less than half of the cumulative sign allowed there. But once again, why is it okay for Martin Overton to do this when Tom Arras can't do it? In his opinion, I'm saying we're both within our rights to do it. There's been plenty of Democrat displays that exceed that 12 square feet. It's just I've gotten under people's skin because Martin hasn't dealt with this, and I'm picking on Martin, or pointing him out because he's the head of the commission. The commission has not dealt with this, and it ought to deal with it. And it ought to get rid of the political sign regulation. It's clearly in violation of our Constitution. If you want the sign up, you're the ones that are keeping it up.
Thank you.
It will be up until it's resolved, and we're past a year just on that sign. We just turned past a year, and in celebration of that tonight, we have a cake for you. It says Overturn Overton there. Overturn Overton there for our first year. So happy birthday, Mark.
Yes.
My name is Sharon Sherman, 17 South Meadows. I am speaking tonight to set the record straight. The original complaint, Mr. Arras, was signed by me. The 13 people you allude to is incorrect. They happened to, at one time, sign something. I said, are you in favor of this? It was in my papers. It was inadvertently put into with my complaint. You look at the original complaint. It is my complaint. I have been upset about the fact that the sign regulations are not being followed. Everybody else is. And that's what I wanted to say tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon.
May I address that?
Tom, with respect, this is what
I'd just like to address the one thing she said.
I know you would, and that's what I would really like you to hold off while we go and have the people who haven't spoken yet yeah, Adele.
first of all, I don't think that it's going to be construed as fair in any shape, way, manner, or form to tell somebody that lives on the back street that they can do whatever they want if you live in the district, that these people don't want to drive by seeing a sign, that the people that live there can't express themselves the same way. It's going to end up, whatever it is, has to be equal for all. I would like to respond to what Carolyn said. I never had the website that was on that sign. It was the sign that was on there for Woodbury. It was basically there because of what it was doing as far as the reconfiguration issue. I took it down. When I found some things on there offensive, I put it back up towards the reconfiguration vote. That's what happened. It was not my website. It never was. I did have some letters on there that I signed, and you probably saw them. It was not my website. You're dead wrong on that. I will say that as far as what Sharon Sherman said with the 13 people that signed that, that came originally from the land use office, and that was included as a complaint against my sign. That's where it came from. I got it from the land use office. I got it from nowhere else. That was the complaint. It was handed to me. That's where I got it. And as far as the Democrat Town Committee, I'll remind Martin in October 2010 at the meeting that we had in the annex over there that was more well attended than this one, I believe. When I started to read that list, Martin said, why don't you just say the entire Democrat Town Committee? And that's how it came across to the chairman of the commission at that time. So I'm not the only one that's come up with these ideas. It has to be fair, whatever we do. It can't pick out one person, can't pick out one group, can't pick out one neighborhood. Whatever we do has to be fair. Because if you try to restrict free speech, what's next? Will it be religious choice? Will it be race? Will it be an ethnic background? What will it be? Will it be sexual preference? What are you going to restrict next? We had a little Austrian gentleman try to do that back in the 30s. It worked out really bad for the rest of the world. And we decided on maintaining our freedoms. And I would suggest that you folks work on maintaining our freedoms and equality for all. That's all this is about.
Thank you.